What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another one of Hoggie's beer reviews, and today we're finally getting to the Hopslam. Been hearing about this beer for a long time, and everybody who knew about it and mentioned it said you need to try it. I got this beer and showed it off, and everybody said you need to try it. So it's time to try it. Before we try it, just to get the facts out, on Beer Advocate, this thing receives an A overall out of 1,687 reviews. Pretty damn good. It's a double IPA, 10% ABV from Bells in Michigan. I love Bells. We love Bells. Don't we love Bells, honey?
We sure do.
See, there you go. That's why there's 2 glasses today, because I only have the 1 bottle, and Mrs. Hoggie wouldn't let me drink it without her. Yep. So without any further ado, I'm just going to get right into the Hopslam. Because any beer that has a little guy crushed by a hop on the label is a beer I want to try. It's an ale brewed with honey. I want to see if you can actually see any of the honey in there, or taste it. On the back it says, a biting, bitter tongue bruiser of an ale. With a name like Hopslam, what did you expect? A lot of people compare this beer to Pliny. We shall see. Of course, I couldn't tell you. I've never had Pliny. And if anybody can send it to me, I'd really appreciate it. But requests aside, let's drink a beer. What you laughing at?
Mm-hmm.
Why? I'm going to give you beer, so be nice.
Oh.
Not a lot of smoke, but oh well. Come get yours, dear. Oh, no, honey, you're not gonna show on camera. There, the world saw your wrist. She's camera shy, folks.
Just a tad.
Just a tad. Yeah, that's an understatement.
You can smell the honey. It smells.
Can you? She says you can smell the honey. All right. Ooh, nice light golden color, not very clear. Bell's beers usually are unfiltered. I wouldn't think this would be any different. Nice bit of head. Smells like a really good IPA.
A little bit on the fruity side.
You do get a bit of sweetness, like a honey kind of sweetness. And really fruity hop. There's a lot of fruit in there.
There's a tad bit of grapefruit in there. I kind of pick up a little bit of guayaba.
Yeah.
Right?
Mango, kiwi, passion fruit. There's a lot going on with this beer. They got a lot of fruity hops into this thing. It smells really good, and that's an understatement. That's saying the least. I mean, wow.
It smells like guayaba.
The nose is really impressive, and sorry, honey, I'm not really getting too much. Maybe there is a little guava in there. Alright, so there's guava in the beer, folks. There's a lot of stuff in this beer. Oh well. The moment has come. Cheers, my love. That's impressive. That's impressive. And you can taste the honey. Instead of like a caramel sweetness, you get the honey sweetness. It's mild, it's somewhat muted, but it's unmistakably honey. And it's hoppy.
I think I prefer a more bitter hop than this. This is a little fruitier than...
It is. It's a fruity hop. It's not like a real biting, bitter, upfront hop like, say, a Ruination. But it's bitter. The hops hit you right away, but there's a lot of flavor to it. There's a lot of fragrance to it, and not as much bitterness as you may expect in a beer with a guy getting crushed by a hop on the label. But it's still tasty because it's such a great combination, a complex combination of hops and hop flavors that you got to appreciate it. I really do. The body's, for a 10% ABV Imperial IPA, the body's relatively light.
Yeah, it's easy to forget that it's 10%. I would never have guessed that.
For 10%, the alcohol is very well hidden.
Yeah.
If they didn't tell me it was 10%, I probably wouldn't guess it. I might have said maybe 7 something. If you look for it, you do feel a little bit of warmth coming back up on you.
But not as much as you'd expect from a 10%.
True, but still you have to look for that. It's not, if you don't think about it, you're not going to notice it. It's subtle, it's simple, it's well done. It's one hell of a freaking beer. Yeah. Even the hop resin and the aftertaste is there, it's present, but it's still slightly fruity and mild. Again, for a beer, with a guy getting crushed by hop buzz on the label, it's not that hoppy. But it makes up for the lack of sheer unadulterated hoppiness by the complexity of the hop flavors.
Yeah.
And that touch of honey that's unexpected but very welcome. So, what do we think of Hopslam, dear?
It's not my favorite, but it's good. It's refreshing, and it's actually a little bit on the sweet side.
I wouldn't call it sweet. I'd say
compared to what you'd expect from looking at that label.
Oh,
I'd
agreed.
say it's a little bit sweet.
Well, you want to put it that way, then yeah. But it's the sweetness of the fruity hops and the honey as opposed to a malt-heavy caramel sweetness kind of beer.
Exactly. No, it's not like thick, heavy.
Yeah.
It's light, refreshing.
As we had the Racer 5 double IPA, I think it's a double IPA, from Bear Republic a while back, and that was a dark, malty, sweet IPA. Cloying, malty sweetness. This is sweet, but nowhere near that kind of sweet. So, you know what? Just based off the sheer complexity of the hops and the fact that there's honey in here and the fact that it's light and at 10% the alcohol is so well hidden.
It's very easy to drink.
Drinkability, a taboo word, but why not? Yeah, drinkability. Glass full. This is really good. And it's a shame this is a winter seasonal. This is not a year-round beer. I was lucky. Thank you, Howard. Once again, my buddy Howard, he got me this bottle. And this is already gone. This won't be back around till winter this year, end of this year, so I got to taste it ahead of time, and I'm glad I did. This is good, and I'm going to look forward to this when it comes out the end of this year, because this really deserves to be tried, but it's different. It's not what you'd expect, but it's still really good, and a must for any IPA fan out there. So I'll leave it at that. Hopslam.
Very tasty.
Impressive. The Peanut Gallery agrees it's a good beer, and we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.